What's up, Bucko Nation? Welcome to the Cone Hoisters weekly show presented by Pirates Live 412. I am Mason Tepesky, your host. Tonight we're going to discuss a wide variety of topics here as we'll shift the camera somewhat to get a better view of me here, but we're going to discuss a wide variety of topics tonight. We'll start off obviously with the housekeeping things. It's not as much today. Then we'll recap the prior week against the Phillies and the Nationals. Then we will discuss the star of the week. I'll name my star of the week. It's kind of obvious, but you'll see when we get there. We'll then do the standings. We'll then do some trade deadline stuff because I know I said I'd talk about the trade deadline stuff this week. So we'll talk about that. And then we will discuss the minor league standings and top prospects. I will actually loop those two together. We'll bounce around. I will bounce around and do trade deadline stuff throughout the evening. We'll do MLB standings, then we'll do a trade deadline part 1. Then we'll do minor league baseball standings. We'll do the Pirates top prospects, and then we'll do a trade deadline part 2 potentially. We'll see how it goes. And then we'll preview the upcoming series against the Braves and the Brewers before the All-Star break here. First off, I do want to just discuss something I just read on ESPN. Obviously we all know about the unfortunate earthquakes that hit Venezuela about a week and a half ago. And I was reading today, Eliezer, correct me if I mispronounce this, but Eliezer Alfonso Jr. from the Dodgers, who made his debut tonight against the Padres, his stepmother and sister were found dead from the earthquakes. It says that recently ravaged the nation. And he wrote on his hat, "Rest in peace to them." So my thoughts and prayers are with him and his family during this tough time. All the MLB players who have relatives in Venezuela who have lost friends, family, loved ones, and all that they know well during this difficult time for them, as well as all those in Venezuela who lost relatives, people they loved, friends, family, loved ones, all that they know well during this difficult time. So my thoughts and prayers are with them, and yeah, it's very sad, for sure. Anyway, though, let's move into some housekeeping things. There's not a lot today at all. First and foremost, we are now on Spotify. So if you're listening on Spotify, hi, thanks for listening. If you're on YouTube, give our Spotify channel a follow, Pirates Live 412. We will only have the weekly show on there for now. Potentially in the future, we will do the games on there, but the pregame and the postgame show, but not quite yet. But Spotify, I'm excited to be on there. I'm excited to see what we can do on there. So yeah, I'm excited for the future with Spotify. So we are on Spotify now. Go give us a follow, Pirates Live 412, if you're listening to this on YouTube. Next up, I know I said I would launch a TikTok page this week, and I did launch that TikTok page this week. My new sports TikTok page, as you can see, there's the Pirates flag there in the background. I was trying to move over it, but Penguins flag, we should maybe switch the two, but oh well. Anyway, though, we're not going to focus on flags. Anyway, my TikTok, Mason Sports Network on TikTok, is now up and running. So if you ever get the chance, please do go to that and follow it. I discuss all sports on there: MLB, NFL, NHL, NBA, soccer, golf, whatever. It's my sports page, and I'll talk about sports on there. I do have an Instagram account, Mason Sports Network. So if you want to follow me on there too as well, go do that. Go follow Pirates Live 412. Just follow me on Instagram. Follow me on everything if you want to, please. So yeah, I definitely appreciate your support, and I hope you check out the TikTok. Again, it's Mason Sports Network. Thank you. Next up, I do want to discuss just a couple of quick dates here. For yesterday, obviously, was the 4th of July, so happy late 4th of July to anybody who's watching. Definitely a special holiday for sure. Great celebration of America's 250th anniversary. I went to see fireworks last night in Pittsburgh. They were gorgeous. It was a great show, so it was awesome. It was a great day. So happy July 4th. Happy 250th America. But now that the 4th of July is behind us, that means two things. Number one, and this is one my mom came up with. I love you, Mom, if you're listening. But just in general, I love you, Mom. But this is one she came up with. Once the 4th of July passes, you see a lot of back-to-school ads. Which is true. And I know a lot of people don't like it. I always used to like back to school because I like seeing my friends and just being around people in general. There's always hope. There's always optimism. But Back to school is a good thing, not a bad thing. But it's bad news for some of you guys. They're listening probably because you don't like school. And we're about halfway through summer. So yeah, we're halfway through the baseball season. The other thing, and this is good news for everybody that's listening, 4th of July means the football season is not too far off. That's right. That's why I brought up back to school and football, because 2 big dates are coming up. One in 3 weeks and one in 6 weeks. July the 26th, I'm launching Steelers Live 412, which will be very similar to this, but for the Steelers. I will have more information on that July the 26th. So make sure to give that channel a follow, please, on that date. I'm very excited to launch it, so buckle up and get ready for that. On August 16th, which is 6 weeks from today, I will be launching Panthers Live 412, which is dedicated to the University of Pittsburgh and its athletics. I will be launching that, as I said, August the 16th. It'll be similar to this, and I will have more detail for that on that channel August the 16th. So again, I can't flip and wait for these journeys with you guys, and I hope you're the same way. You can't wait for it. So put those 2 dates on your calendar. Another thing, this is my final thing, I think, for this channel now, because I wanted to get the other stuff out of the way before leading into this channel. For this channel, next week is obviously a normal show. 2 weeks from tonight, July the 19th, we will not be having a weekly show. The reason being, it is the All-Star game. There's no series that week, and I didn't want to do one for just one series. So there will be no weekly show July 19th. This show will resume on July the 26th when we discuss when we debut something new, actually, July 26th. As I did once at the beginning of the year, I did like MVP rankings for who's to be the team MVP at this point of the year. We will be bringing that back July the 26th, and we will be doing it like more intensely. Like I will be ranking the players every week, and then you will find out who ultimately wins the award during our last show of the season, which is tentatively scheduled for the Monday night after the season ends. So I do want to discuss that now, because this is how I'm planning on doing it. Again, it's still 12 weeks away. I was reading today from the guys who operate Red Zone, which is the NFL thing, that they are 10 weeks away from the start of football season. The start of football season is 2 weeks prior to the end of baseball season. So 10 plus 2 is 12. So we are 12 weeks away from the end of baseball season. And unfortunately, what could be potentially the Pirates' last game until 2028. Don't make me think about it, because I don't want to. I hope not. I really do hope not. I really hope we don't do a lockout or we make the playoffs. So that's a story for 12 weeks from now. But we're not going to talk about that now. Anyway, like I said, there's 12 weeks left. So it's still plenty of time. But that week, the week of the 27th, because I'm going to discuss it now, again, a lot can change, and I'll probably discuss it again a lot. We'll probably not discuss it more until the end of August, early September, but what I'm thinking about for now, we'll do our weekly show on September 27th after the game. We'll recap the series against the Cardinals and Tigers, and we'll do what we normally do. Then that Monday night, September 28th, once the season ends, we'll do a season recap show when we discuss the entire season in full, give out some awards, including Team MVP, and look ahead to what the future of the team is in the offseason. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to be 2 separate ones. I highly doubt I do one big recap show for everything. So I just want to share that now, just put that out there for sure. And obviously, like I've mentioned before, we're going to be doing this show in the off season, but we'll be moving it to Saturdays, and it'll be much, much quicker. So yeah, that's that, but we're not going to tell you about that much now. That's still a ways away. Let's focus on the season itself, and let's discuss some Bucko baseball now, shall we? Let's do a brief run-through of the games from this past week, starting with Monday night against the Phillies. Things got out of control fast, with Trey Turner and Brandon Marsh hitting home runs, making it 5-0 Phillies early. I didn't think we were in good shape. They proved me wrong. They did what Philly did to us the first game. We came back, stayed resilient. The bullpen held up good. ND hit a free-run home run to blow it open from 8-7 to 11-7 off former Pirate Chase Sugard, who immediately got optioned to the Phillies AAA team, the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. The Pirates took this one 11-7, which was a great win for sure. Super impressed. Tuesday was less than impressive, unfortunately, as Phillies ace Christopher Sanchez took advantage of the Pirates lineup, setting them down to an 8-0 loss. Bubba Chandler didn't do great, but he certainly didn't do bad. It was more or less, I think, the bullpen with Brandon Bourgeois let this one get out of hand. Cam Sanders was brought up, and Bourgeois was ups and downfall in this one. It certainly wasn't pretty. It was a tough loss. But, yeah, moving quick, which is great. I'm going to try to do this one quicker because obviously we have trade deadlines to discuss. Wednesday, Paul Skeens got lit up by this Phillies team, unfortunately. His recent struggles continued. Trey Turner, and I think Brandon Marsh hit another home run this one. Let me check for you guys. I do think he hit a home run. Brandon Marsh did. The Pirates' Wednesday winning streak came to a snap after 3 straight losses. But Trey Turner and who else? Did Harper hit one? I'm not certain if Harper hit one. Turner homered. It was a 3-run blast. Marsh did homer, and Bohm homered as well. But those are your Phillies homers. I think Marsh homered on Monday as well. Let's take a look. He did. And Harper homered Monday as well. But on Wednesday, the Pirates lost 10-6. Once again, after things settled down a little bit, the Pirates did find their way back, cutting the lead to 8-6. Unfortunately, like I just mentioned, Alec Bohm hit a home run, and Bohm's homer made it 10-6 and kind of made it tough for the Pirates to win this game. We lost 10-6. Thursday is Marilyn Valdez led the offense to a big game off of Alan Rangel, the pitcher for the Phillies. We won this game 6-1. Sorry about that. It was a well-earned win for sure. Super happy with how things went in this game. It was a great 6-1 victory. I'm happy. I'm happy with how this team did on Thursday. And in my opinion, this was a really good road trip or road series in Philly. I was expecting to only take 1. We took 2, which is great. That's great. It really, really is. And I mean, you definitely want to win 2 in situations like this. I expected 2-5 on this road trip. They went 4-3, which is great. And I'm very happy with that. For sure. But that was great. I was so happy we won that game. We unfortunately did lose the season series, the Phillies 5-2, but that's largely in part because they swept us here in Pittsburgh. It's definitely disappointing to lose the season series, but to split them in their ballpark and to win 2 games we won, the first and the last, that's great, and that gives you a nice little boost of momentum. So it was a great game on Thursday. I'm glad even though we went down early, we fell behind 1-0. We still scored 6 runs, still stayed in the fight, and truly kept the faith. It was a good win for sure. We left Philly with 2. That's all you could really ask. So it was a great series. Good job. Friday night did not go according to plan. The Nationals took full advantage of us. Mitch Keller didn't look like himself. And unfortunately, I do hate to say this, but I think in the offseason, you have got to look to trade this guy. I think Mitch Keller's great, but his value is unfortunately starting to decline. Last year at the deadline, I think wouldn't have been a terrible time to move Keller, the more I think about it, because he has slowly but steadily declined throughout the year, unfortunately. Just has, and he's only, let me check his aids. I want to look at his aids compared to guys like Scherzer and Verlander. I know he's no Scherzer and Verlander, I'm not saying he is, but they have kept it full over the years. Mitch Keller is only 30. He's 30 years old. He has been in the MLB since 2019. That's not terribly long, but I hate to say it, I do think his career's on somewhat of a decline. Verlander is 43 years old. So technically, Keller could probably get another 15 years. Which is crazy. Max Scherzer. Scherzer is 41. So So Keller probably has another decade of wasted baseball. It seems like, though, he's declined, which is unfortunate. He has, after this year, another 2 years on his contract. Trust me, I think he could pitch a long time, and I still think he could be a good pitcher in this league, and he has proven that he could be a good pitcher in this league. But something is not right with him right now in Pittsburgh. Is it time to trade Keller? I don't know. You have got to see if this is fixable first and foremost. Because if it's not, and it's part of a larger problem, then that's something we need to talk about. And let's go back to 2024 in Miami. He was our opening day starter. He's the opening day starter in 2023 as well when we started 28. I forget who that one was against. Then in 2025, Skeens comes along. Now, but Skeens is much better anyway. He's top 5 pitcher in baseball right now. So there's no way we're comparing Mitch Keller to Paul Skeens. We're not. But he lost the opening day spot. That's what I'm saying. Now, with Jared Jones back as well, Keller is the free man in the rotation. So it seems like the reason I say about the decline, his stats haven't been the same. And the Pirates, it's the rotation success. It depends on him. But it's not like he's the ace of this rotation anymore. And I think that could somewhat destroy your confidence. And I think that's what's happening here. So I don't think trading him in the offseason would be the worst idea. We obviously have to see how the rest of the year goes. So let's see about that. But that's a discussion for another day. We fell behind 9-1. We kind of orchestrated a mini comeback in the top of the ninth, but came up just short. We lost 9-5. That's it. Anyway, for Independence Day yesterday, the game kicked off at 11:05 a.m., and the Pirates offense surely woke up and produced some music. They must have drank a crap load of coffee because they brought the energy. They won this game 7-1. Connor Griffin still home. It was just a great win, a great celebration of America's 250th anniversary, and a great celebration of the 4th of July yesterday. A 7-1 victory in our nation's capital. It felt great. I was so happy by this. Super impressed. We did very good. So it was a great 7-1 win, and yeah, that was great. So not much to say about that. Very good. Very, very good. And Judge Johan on the bullpen card. I personally didn't think it was the best idea. I wasn't super duper happy about it, but it is what it is. I'm not going to get into negatives about this team, considering the road trip they just had. It was a very good road trip, and I'm more than happy with how they played this week. Today, it's Nationals. Just did my recap video, weekly recap of that, but it was a great 11-5 win. Shout out to the offense, so especially Connor Griffin, and the fact that we were up 4-0. Then the Nationals crawled back and made it a 4-4 game. Then in the top of the 8th, after they put Soto in, the offense, which I wasn't a fan of personally, the offense came alive, making it 6-4. Then Brandon Lau, him and Reynolds were snubbed from the All-Star game. They're two very good players, and unfortunately, I think that baseball just didn't have enough, or the roster size just didn't have enough room for them. But they deserve to be there. They should definitely look into expanding the All-Star pool. But it was disappointing for sure that both Lau and Reynolds and Ashcraft were not included, because they're all All-Stars in my opinion. So that was unfortunate for sure. But Lau and Reynolds, they both hit home runs today, and they both proved why they belong, especially with Lau. He played an All-Star moment for sure today, just like he did in Houston. We're up 6-4, and we all know this bullpen is shaky, but they did have a really good road trip. The bullpen did great this road trip, so I will give that to them. But it's 6-4. Lau's at the plate. He somewhat blows this game wide open, makes it 9-4, and the Pirates beat the Nationals. We go on to score 2 more. They score 1 in the bottom of the 8th to make it 9-5. Then we score 2 more in the top of the inning on an Endy hit. It's 11-5. That's how the game ended, and we won the game 11-5, and we took the series. We took the season series against the Nationals 4-3, and we also took the road trip by that same amount, 4-3. I'm very happy with how this road trip went. We did a great job, and there's nothing negative to say about this trip. Like, yes, Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday did not go our way, and they were all particularly bad. They were bad games. However, this team made up for it. The comeback Monday night was huge. That was a catalyst. And the big wins on Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday definitely made up for it. So this was a solid road trip. Like I said, I'd give it an A. It's not an A+, because they didn't go like 6-1 or 5-2 even. But they had a solid road trip. And if you remember from school or college, just school in general, A's get you honor roll, A's get you Dean's List. And that's what this road trip was. It was an honor roll / Dean's List road trip. And for that, give them a round of applause. So that was great. That was great. Great road trip. Alrighty, now let's name our start of the week for you because we're at the 21-minute mark. We'll just do this one real quick. I think Yasmairal Valdez is the most deserving of this award. He's had some big performances recently. He's done great. His bat has been a big part to our success this year. So shout out to Yasmairal Valdez. He's definitely had some good weeks for sure. And for that, he is our star of the week. So congratulations, Yasmairal. So shout out to him. Let's give him a round of applause. Good to see. Anyway, so good job there. So that's your road trip. We're 4-3. Yasmairal Valdez, the big performance month. Here, let's see how his week actually went. Or let's see how his week went. Or let's discuss it. He did do, I know he did good, so don't worry about that. But he had a good week. His homer against the Phillies, he had the homer against them. He could just hit the ball, man. He had a great week in Philly. Tuesday night. Obviously, nobody scored, so let's look at Wednesday. Didn't do too much Wednesday, unfortunately. Did go 1 for 5, but oh well. Thursday, this was the day that really convicted me for him. Hit the single in the 5th, the triple in the 7th, and hit a sac fly, so that was big. He won 500 on the day, so that was great to see for sure. Friday, I don't think he did that much. Oh, he did. He had a double scoring Reynolds, so that was good for sure. Sorry, it's just the week is long. It's hard to keep track of everything. Another single on yesterday, scoring Henry Davis. That's another one. Kid could just hit the ball, man. He had a great trip, so that's why he's getting it. And yeah, not that much. He was in the lineup today. Unfortunately, went 0 for 5, but that's no big deal. He still had a great week, so that's why he's the star of the week. So once again, congratulations to Yasmairal Valdez. Alrighty, now we are going to discuss the standings and the trade deadline simultaneously because they have a big impact on one another and they kind of piggyback off each other. So we'll discuss the standings and then I will look a little bit at the trade deadline here for sure. And then we will do the minor league standings and then we'll look at top prospects at the trade deadline as well. But without further ado, let's get into the standings here real quick. We'll go quick with this part. AL East, the Tampa Bay Rays, who are the best team in baseball right now, are the hottest team, 52-35, leading that division. Yankees, who are the coldest team, 49-40, 4 games out of that division lead. Third, you have the Blue Jays, 42-48, 11.5 back. Fourth, you have the Orioles, 42-49, they're 12 back. Fifth, you have the Red Sox, 39-48, they're getting better, but they're still 13 games out. Wow. AL Central, White Sox lead that division right now. That's pretty funny for sure. Nobody predicted the White Sox to lead the division on July the 5th, yet here they are. White Sox are 47-42, leading the division. Guardians are 47-44, 1 game out. Twins, 44-47, 4 out. Tigers, 40-50, surprisingly only 7.5 out. Royals, 36-40, 36-54, 11.5 games out. Now on to the American League West. The Mariners lead that division at 47-44. They're playing well recently. The Rangers are 45-45. They're a game and a half back. The Astros, 45-47, 2.5 back. Still awfully close. Athletics, they've kind of slipped a little here. 41-49, 5.5 back. Angels 36-54, just not a good team at all. 10.5 back. I'm so happy we play both the Angels and the Royals at home in September. Like, you don't know how much of a boost that's probably going to be on our playoff chances. I'm not saying we're guaranteed to beat up on them because I know we're not, but we got to win those games if we want to get in. We got to at least take 4 or 5 out of 6 if we want to get in the playoffs in September. Those series are big. Got to win them. Yep. Yes. Not to the NL here. The Braves at 52-36. They're coming to town Tuesday for Thursday. They lead our division. The Phillies are in second at 50-40. 3 games out. The Marlins are 49-42. They've had a resurgence under Peter Bendix and Clayton McCullough. 4.5 back. They're going to be good for a long time once they get good. And they are good, so they're going to be around for a long time. The Nationals are 46-45, 7.5 back of the division lead. The Mets, they're just a train wreck. They almost blew the lead today to the Braves, 10-3. They ended up winning 10-9, but they're 37-53, 16 games out. They're just a joke at this point. They really flipping are. Money can't buy wins. Like they always say, money can't buy happiness. Money can't buy championships either. You got to have everything, and the Mets unfortunately don't. NL Central time now. Let's talk about our division. The Milwaukee Brewers, who come to town this weekend for Country Weekend. Yeehaw. They're 55-33. The Cubs, 50-40, 6 games back. The Cardinals, 47-40, 7.5 back. The Pirates, us, we're 46-45, 10.5 back. Not bad, but not great. The Reds, 41-48, 7 back. Final division, NL West, and this division is already over, pretty much as we speak, just because. The Dodgers are 59-31. They lead that league, obviously. I think they're the best team in baseball as well. The Diamondbacks, 44-45, 14 games and a half games back. Yeah, this division's kind of over. The Padres, 43-45, 15 back. The Giants, 37-52, 21.5 games back. And the Rockies, 37-54, 22.5 games back. Sorry about that, but this division was like the toughest in baseball at one point. Now it's just a joke. Dodgers are just too good. They're too good. Alrighty, now this is the wild card part. We'll do the wild card. We'll discuss the hottest teams and the coldest teams, and then we'll start to categorize each team currently as a buyer or seller or unsure. All right, wild card time. Let's look. Leading the American League, who would get the number 1 seed today, and they're leading the AL East as well. They're, like I said, word it this way. They're leading the AL East, the American League, and the American League. Your number 1 seed, the Tampa Bay Rays. The 2nd seed, leading the AL Central, the Chicago White Sox. The 3rd seed, leading the AL West, the Seattle Mariners. Now on to the wild cards. The first wild card and the 4th seed, the New York Yankees, who are up on the 5th seed by 4.5 games. The 5th seed and the 2nd AL wild card, the Cleveland Guardians, who are up on the 3rd wild card and the 6th seed by 1.5 games. That team is the Texas Rangers. And sorry about burp again. Yeah, hang on. And they are the 6th seed, and as of today, they would be the last team in the American League postseason field. The first team out in the American League, 1 game back, are the Houston Astros. Then we have the Twins, who are a game and a half back, followed by the Blue Jays, the runner-up, 3 back. World Series runner-up last year and AL champion. Orioles, 3.5 back. Athletics are 4 back. Red Sox, 4.5 back. Tigers are 5 back. We're going to miss, some good teams are going to miss the AL postseason this year, which is insane. Royals are 9 back. Angels are 9 back. For the NL now, leading the NL West, the National League, and Major League Baseball, not to anybody's surprise, the Los Angeles Dodgers. The 2nd seed, the NL Central leading Milwaukee Brewers. The third seed leading the NL East, the Atlanta Braves. So those are your NL division leaders. The fourth seed, your first NL wild card, the Chicago Cubs, who are leading the fifth seed and the second NL wild card by 1.5 games. That team is the Philadelphia Phillies. That would be a really good series if that unfolded right now. But actually, they're not. They're technically tied record-wise. But the series, because the Cubs and Phillies played in April all their games, so they don't see each other again this year. April was when the Phillies massively struggled, and so the Cubs have that season series. So they would host right now if that's how things went. So those two are technically tied. I apologize, but it's technically tied between those two right now. The Cubs would just get home field. But those two, the Cubs and the Phillies, are 1.5 games ahead of the 6th seed and the third NL wild card. And as of today, the last team in the NL field for the postseason, the St. Louis Cardinals. So that's your NL field as of now. Your first team out, or technically tied, but they would miss the playoffs as of today. So your first team out, the Miami Marlins. They're 0 games back, but just sitting outside right now because of tiebreakers. 3 games back are our Pittsburgh Pirates. So we're firmly in this thing. We really are. We're in this thing. 3 games back, also the Washington Nationals. 4 games back, the Arizona Diamondbacks. 4 games back, the San Diego Padres. 7 back, the Cincinnati Reds. 11 back, the San Francisco Giants. 11.5 back, the New York Mets. And 12 back, the Colorado Rockies. Right now the Angels are the worst team in the league, not the Rockies, if you can believe that. Let's take a look at the hottest team and the coldest team in each section. We'll do hottest first. Right now, the hottest team over the past 10 games in the American League are the Tampa Bay Rays at 8-2. Right now in the National League, the hottest team over the past 10 games, it's the Dodgers, the Cubs, and the Marlins, all tied at 7-3. Let's look at the coldest team in each. The coldest team in the American League, it's pretty obvious they're the coldest team in baseball right now. The New York Yankees, who are 1-9 over their last 10, which is insane. And the Royals are 2-8, so not much better. But for the NL, the coldest team in the NL right now are the 2-8 San Diego Padres. Their massive losing streak has effectively just ruined their season. They had a playoff spot a couple weeks ago. Now they're 44-45, 1 game under, 4 games out. So that's not good for San Diego. And that leads us now into our next segment. We're going to discuss whether or not it's 29 days away. As of now, whether each team should be a buyer or seller or neither as of now. And I'm going to go into it. Let's talk about the buyers first. Right now, I think the teams that should be buying, starting to buy now and seeing what's out there and aggressively making pursuits to better themselves for a playoff push are the following. The Rays, the Mariners, the Yankees, the Guardians, the Rangers. I would say the Astros because they're only a game out. The Astros. And that's it for the NL. For the NL, the buyers should be obviously the Dodgers, the Brewers, the Braves, the Cubs, the Phillies, the Marlins. I think the Marlins are ready to compete, so I'd say they should be a buyer. I think we should be a buyer. Go get some bullpen help because I think we could get in as well. The Diamondbacks, I think, should buy because I think they should get in. Could get in. That's it. There's not many of these now, but for clear-cut sellers out there, like teams I think that should clearly sell as of now and should prepare to sell unless something crazy happens over the next 29 days and they believe that they could get in. In the American League, I would say the Tigers, the Royals, and the Angels. Definitely the Royals and the Angels need to prepare to start selling off because I think that there's no really good in them buying or standing pat. I think those two need to massively sell. So Royals and Angels for sure. Tigers are a toss-up, but I'd say so. For the National League, I would say the Rockies, the Mets, the Giants, the Reds, and the Padres all need to be sellers. Why I say the Padres. They're obviously losing games. They've lost like 8 straight. They're not doing too good. They need to better their farm system, get some young hope coming up. AJ Preller, who's their president of baseball operations, is notoriously known for like trading all kind of prospects away. I think this is a good deadline to potentially reset, trade some players away, get some prospects back in the farm system, and hopefully some of these older stars they have now, like Machado, Bogaerts, all that, combined with a potential youth movement over the coming years, could get the Padres to where they want to be. I know you don't want to hear Preller, but you probably need to sell this deadline and go through somewhat of a soft rebuild. Right now, the Dodgers are obviously the premier team. This Padres roster is probably going nowhere, as we've seen over the past couple of years, in terms of winning a title or even the NLCS. So I think a soft rebuild could be possible here over the next 2 to 4 years for the Padres. Reds, obviously, yeah, they're in a tough division, our division, and they're starting to drift fast. So I think selling is the logical move. And obviously, the other three teams, it definitely is. Let's look at some expiring free agents who can make a lot of sense for the sellers to sell. It's always a seller's market every year, but let's look at some players that you could see move at the deadline. For the Reds, I think it would be very smart for them to move Eugenio Suarez and Brady Singer, possibly Caleb Ferguson as well, Nathaniel Lau, Tyler Stevenson, Pierce Johnson, Emilio Pagan. Those could be smart players for the Reds to move, and they definitely should. Rockies, Kyle Freeland, they should definitely look into moving him. I know he's a Denver native. I think he's a Denver native, actually. And it would be tough to move him, but I think it's the right thing to do. Yeah, he is a Denver native. Very free, too. So I think he deserves a chance to win. Antonio Senizella, he should be moved as well. I think Pirates could make a great suitor to get him. Michael Lorenzen would be another guy that they should move. Tomoyoko Sugano, they should move him. Same with Jose Quintana. Like, they should move all their free agents for prospects. That would be only wise. For the Tigers, Tariq Skubal. Yes, you heard me. They should move him. The Angels failed to do that with Ohtani, and it backfired in their face. It actually got their GM fired, Perry Manassian. Not that specifically, but stuff over the coming years. They set their franchise back big time by not trading Ohtani. The Tigers can't afford to make the same mistake. If they're going to be out of it, you got to trade Skubal. You've got to trade Skubal. They have a great mix of guys they could trade. They have Skubal, they have Gleyber Torres, they have Jack Flaherty, Justin Verlander, Kenley Jansen, Drew Anderson, Casey Mize, Jake Roberts, and Bert Smith. They should move all these guys. You could get a lot of good young promising prospects. You're probably not going to be able to re-sign a lot of them. The Tigers need to be massive sellers. They are 10 games under, and they could really get some strong prospects that could set themselves up to win for a very long time if they do this trade deadline right. So Scott Harrison, Jeff Greenberg, you've got to punt on this year and make these moves. You're going to have a great, bright future that could compete in the AL Central for years to come if you handle this right. So they have all the cards. They got to do the right thing. They got to sell if they don't get hot. They have got to sell at the deadline for Detroit. I hate to say it, but they have to. For the Royals, Carlos Estevez, Jonathan India, Matt Strom, Chris Bubik, Lane Thomas, John Schreiber, Starling Marte, John Means, and Kevin Newman. These are all guys that it makes sense for the Royals to move, and J.J. Piccolo should definitely be taking calls on all these guys, for sure. Angels time now. Anthony Rendon, Jorge Soler, Robert Stevenson, Travis d'Arnaud, Kirby Yates, John Moncada, Brent Suter, Adam Frazier, and Heimer Candelario. The Angels, you got to take calls on all these guys because, again, it could net you a lot. Mets, Bo Bichette. If he's not going to stay with the Mets, which I don't think he will, I think he'll opt out, they need to look into moving him. Clay Holmes, if he's going to opt out, they need to look into moving him. AJ Minter, they should definitely move him. Freddie Peralta, yes, they need to move him. He's going to get good market value. You could get something good back for him. So I think they need to move him. Same with Brooks Raley and Tyrone Taylor. Luis Robert Jr., he is a club option. So if you're not going to pick that up, you need to move him. Padres. Michael King, obviously, he would be a good candidate to move, and they should look into moving him if they decide to sell. Nick Pivetta, another one. Jason Adam, Wandy Peralta, Miguel Andujar, Ramon Laureano, Lucas Giolito, Griffin Canning, Herman Marquez, Walker Buehler, whose value has skyrocketed a lot. They need to look into moving him. Same with Ty France. Like the Padres have a lot of guys they can move. San Francisco, Robbie Ray. They've got to move Ray. They could get a lot of good prospects for Ray, for sure. Luis Ariz, Tyler Mahle, JT Brubaker. They've got to move all these guys, just like Detroit. Like, being a seller now could really, really set themselves up well for future success. So that's the right thing to do. The Tigers have got to sell. The Giants have got to sell. This is going to be a seller's market. There's so many good names out there, and you've got to sell. And then if I didn't say your team, you're in the middle right now. Like, there's a lot of teams right now that I would say have no clear direction for the trade deadline. I'll just go for them because why not? There's nothing better to do. There really isn't. So let's just go for these names. Teams like, let's go for it. The White Sox. I don't think they have a clear direction yet because they're only a few games, like 5 games over, and they're still technically rebuilding. So they don't have a clear direction right now, I would say. Same with the Twins. I don't think they have a clear direction yet. The Blue Jays, they don't either. Neither do the Orioles, or the Athletics, or the Red Sox. I think in like July 26th, when we film that show, we could probably assign them a direction, but other than that, not yet. The Cardinals and the Marlins, or the Cardinals, I think they're in a rebuild somewhat right now. They're overperforming, so I'm not assigning them a clear direction quite yet. Same goes for the Nationals. Like, they're overperforming. Anything can happen between now and July 26th or August 3rd for them. That's when the deadline is. We'll talk more about it July 26th, and I might assign them then, so that's why I said that. Diamondbacks, they still have a talented roster. I think they said buy, obviously. So in the NL, it's pretty more clear. In the AL, it's still wide open. Let's look at some other guys who could be made available at this deadline. It's Monday, August 3rd at 6 p.m. No trade players can be traded between that and the conclusion of the World Series. No, I don't want to talk to you, Siri. Right now, here's where all of the 30 teams stand a month away. Diamondbacks, again, a buyer, like we said. They need both starters and relievers for pitching. Athletics are a soft buyer. They're looking at pitching potentially. Braves buyer. Orioles look like they're going to be a buyer. He thinks they're going to be a buyer. But they might sell. Red Sox are trending sellers, trending towards buyers, but we'll see. They can move on from guys like Aroldis Chapman, Sonny Gray. We'll see about that. Chapman's a potential option for sure for the Pirates if they want to get something. Cubs right now looks like they're going to be a buyer. White Sox, they're saying it could be a buyer. Reds are a seller. Like, again, Nathaniel Lau, Brady Singer, Tyler Stevenson, Juan Suarez. I'd like to get Suarez at this deadline. I would if we can. Guardians a buyer. Rockies are a seller. Santazella, that's who I'd like to get. Can we get him? I don't know, but we'll see. Hunter Goodman's another option for sure. Tigers, it looks like they're going to be a seller. Drake Skubal and Casey Mize are the big ones for sure there. Astros buyer. Yep, I said that. Like I said. Royals, they're a seller, but they're at the bottom of the standings. Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha are likely to stay put. They're more or less like the Pirates were last year. Like, they're just a team that had momentum, but they're having a disappointing year right now. But Matt Strom could be released or traded. Starling Marte and Elaine Thomas, those are candidates for sure. Angels look like they're going to be a seller. Potentially Reed Detmers, Jose Soriano could be good. The Angels signal a rebuild's coming. Mike Trout could leave his trade package. That'd be huge. Dodgers and Marlins are likely to buy. They could trade away like Pete Fairbanks or Reynolds. I don't think they'll trade Alcantara. Brewers are a buyer. Twins are likely going to be a seller, which is appropriate. Joe Ryan and Ryan Jeffers could move. Mets will be a seller. AJ Minter, Brooks Raley, Clay Holmes possibly. Yankees are a buyer. Phillies are a buyer. We're a buyer. Cardinals could do both. Lars Nootbaar potentially an option. Dustin May could get close to traded. Same with Riley O'Brien. Padres, it looks like they're going to be a buyer, but that's ridiculous. Like, I don't think they have much of a chance this year. They really need to be a seller. They really need to be a seller. That's ridiculous. Possibly Jeremiah Estrada or Yuki Matsui could be moved out. Giants are going to be a seller. They're going to be a big seller. Willie Adames, Matt Chapman, Rafael Devers. They want to unload those, but I don't think they will be able to. Luis Ariz and Robbie Ray are likely to get moved. Mariners will buy. Rays could do both, buy and sell. Talk about maybe trading Shane McClanahan and Drew Rasmussen, or Shane McClanahan and Drew Rasmussen, but they're probably not going to do that. Rangers will be a buyer. Blue Jays might be a buyer, but that's ridiculous. I don't think they know yet as of now. Nationals are more likely to be a seller, but yeah. That's just the deadline for you. Figured I'd talk about that a little quickly here. Let's do the minor league standings real quick because we're already at 46 minutes. Then we'll do top prospects. I'll talk about some guys we could maybe trade away at the deadline. Then we'll preview the series against the Braves and Brewers, and we'll get out of here. Anyway, for the second half of the AAA International League West season, the Indianapolis Indians are 7-5 right now, just 2.5 games back of the league lead, which is currently occupied by the Durham Bulls, who are with Tampa. They're second in their division, 1 game behind the Toledo Mudhens, who are with Detroit. 6-4 over the last 10, so good for them. Indy's off to a great start, for sure. Now on to our AA team, the Altoona Curve in the Eastern League. Right now they are 4-8, just not good enough. 7 games out of first place. Erie Seawolves, again with Detroit. They're 2-8 in their last 10 games. So Detroit right now in the second half is the top team in the Eastern League Southwest, AA, and in the International League West, which is AAA. If they can do this right, if they handle this deadline good and just sell off this year, trade these guys away, get some good talent for the future, they have the potential to rock the AL Central and make that division awesome for years to come. You'll have them if they get this right. You'll have the White Sox, who are going to be really good soon. The Guardians always. The Royals could bounce back, and the Twins. So that division could rock in like 2 or 3 years. So keep an eye on the Tigers for sure. They have got to sell this deadline. They've got to. It's just there's too much. Yeah. On to High A now. Let's take a look at our High A team. The Greensboro Grasshoppers, who are leading the South Atlantic League North right now, 11-4. They're 2 games ahead of Wilmington, who is with Washington, who's right behind them. The Grasshoppers are 8-2 over their last 10 games, and they have the best record in both conferences, as Asheville, who's with Houston, is 10-5. So we're off to a great start in the South Atlantic League North for the second half. So good job for sure. The single A team now in the Florida State League, that's Bradenton. They're not off to as hard of a start, unfortunately. They are 6-9, 5 games back of first place Tampa Yankees. Bradenton is 4-6 over their past 10, so just not good. Rookie League season is nearly coming to its close. Let's take a look and see how our teams are doing in that. The Dominican Summer League time. Dominican Summer League Pirates Gold is 11-14. 3 games back of Cleveland, who is the Goral. Dominican Summer League Cleveland Goral. Pirates Gold is 3 games back of them. 5-5 over the past 10. Dominican Summer League Pirates Black. Let's find where they at. They're right here in the Dominican Summer League Southwest. Dominican Summer League Pirates Black, 14-10. A half game back of Dominican Summer League Cubs Red, who is 15-10. They're 5-5 over the past 10, which is good. The other Pirates are in the Dominican Summer League Central, the Pirates Gold. For the Florida Complex League now, the FCL Pirates are, drumroll please, 19-25, 8.5 games back of the first place Rays, who are 28-17. They're just a development machine, of course they are. And they are 7 games away. That's their tragic number, unfortunately, from being eliminated. I don't think there's much more in that season. They probably have another couple weeks, so not much more time there. I'll keep you updated on that. But those are your minor league standings. Let's talk Pirates' top prospects right now and who realistically could get moved. I'm just going to go for 1 through 10 again because it's the same exact jazz we do every week. Number 1, Seth Hernandez, high A, 2028, right-handed pitcher. Number 2, Edward Florentino, outfielder, first baseman, high A, 2028. Number 3, Hunter Barco, left-handed pitcher, AAA, 2026. This is a potential trade candidate. Don't be surprised if they move him, and quite frankly, I think they should. Number 4, Youngston Garcia, the password, outfielder, AAA, 2026. Number 5, Terramar Johnson, second baseman, AAA, 2026. Again, this is somebody, if you could re-sign Lau, which I think you really need to try to do before the deadline, you got to move this guy because I think you could move him for a bullpen arm. AAA 2026, but I doubt he comes up this year. I just do. Number 6, Wyatt Sanford, shortstop, high A, 2028. This is somebody, if we can find a full-time second baseman for the future, obviously KGs are a full-time shortstop for the future, I could definitely see us moving Wyatt Sanford at the deadline. I doubt they do, but I think he could be somebody you could potentially move. 7th, Antoine Kelly, AAA 2026. I think that you could potentially see him move, but I don't want to see him move. I think you need to give him more of a chance. 8th, Rafael Flores Jr., catcher, first baseman, high A, 2026. Again, I know we got him last year at the deadline, but I think this is somebody you could probably trade this year at the deadline to get a bullpen arm. Just like the Yankees did with him last year for Bednar, I think we could do the same thing. I mean, first base is kind of occupied for the future. Same with catcher. I think you trade Flores. 9th is Marlon Valdez, outfielder, first base, MLB 2027. Yeah, he's already up here. We are not moving him, or at least they better not. I doubt they do. And then number 10th, Sammy Stafora, shortstop, high A, 2028. I would keep him just because we just got him, but if you want to make a decision between Sanford and Stafora, I would trade Stafora and not Sanford. This is somebody you could trade at the deadline, high A, 2028. So I would trade him. Other guys I would look into trading at the deadline, Thomas Harrington, Omar Alfonso, Murph Gray. I would keep him, but Christian Curtis, that's somebody I would consider trading. Drews Gorson, who's 26. So yeah, that's who I would consider trading. The draft is next Sunday night. We'll have that to talk about for sure, the first round pick. We'll see where they go with that, and we'll see if that means anything. But yeah, we'll just see where that goes, and we'll talk about the draft more next week for sure. I think they should try to get another bat or somebody that could help maybe with the bullpen in the sorter, like that could rise quickly and get to the bullpen quick. I wouldn't mind another pitching prospect. I probably would go pitching in this situation just because I think we lack an adequate amount of pitching prospects right now. So I would probably go pitching with the 5th overall pick, but don't be surprised if they add a bat. I would not add another middle infielder, though. I hope what they need to do is they need to target an outfielder with the 5th pick, like try to get an outfielder or get a pitcher. I'd prefer a pitcher than an outfielder. So that's what I think you got to do, because your system right now, you have 3 pitchers in your top 10. That's not enough. Like, you probably need to get another pitcher to this draft. You have 3 middle infielders. You probably need another middle infielder, but probably not till later. And then you do have 3 outfielders, which is plenty. So I'd focus mostly on pitching. You probably need another first baseman and third baseman. Yeah, or catcher for the future. That's probably what you need as well. Another catcher wouldn't be bad. My top priorities for this draft is get a pitcher, another outfielder, and a first baseman / third baseman. You got to walk away with this draft in the top 5 to 10 rounds with one of each. I think you need to go hard this draft on pitching to get some good pitching prospects for the future. So you could possibly move out some of these other ones via trade for sure. So yeah, that's what you have to do there. Anyway, let's look at the upcoming homestand against the Braves and the Brewers, and then we will call it a day. as we near the hour mark. As we approach the deadline in the end of the year and things start to heat up, these shows will get noticeably longer. We'll probably go over an hour a couple times, but I'm just saying it is what it is. That's just how it's going to be. For Tuesday night, obviously this week we have the Braves coming in Tuesday night at 6:40, Wednesday at 6:40, Thursday 12:35. Then this weekend's the Brewers for Country Weekend. Once again, yeehaw. Jordan Davis is performing Sunday after the game. But Friday night, 6:40. Saturday, 4:05. Sunday, it's Sunday leadoff at 12:15. Tuesday night, let's take a look at this. Braves Pirates. Bryce Elder's on the hill for Atlanta. He'll be opposed by Paul Skeens. For Wednesday night, Hurston Waldrop for the Braves. He will be opposed by Jared Jones. Waldrop has an ERA lesser than Skeens. Elder does not. For Thursday's game, Chris Sale will go for the Braves at 2.27 ERA. Keller has a 5.02 ERA. So that's just how that will work out. I think Atlanta's going to take 2 this series, and it'll send us back to 500. But oh well. I think Atlanta, like I said, Atlanta's going to take 2 this series. That's my prediction. For Friday night's tilt against the Brewers, we're into Brewers territory now. It looks like Brandon Sproat with his 5.28 ERA will go against Braxton Ashcraft with a 3.24 ERA. I like our chances there. Saturday, it will be Shane Drohan with a 3.12 ERA against Bubba Chandler with a 4.62. Again, I think this is a toss-up, but I don't know. We'll see. And then Sunday, the series finale and the finale of the first half of the season, it'll be Jacob Mizorowski, the Brewers ace, against Paul Skeens. I don't like our chances here. Mizorowski's just been way too flipping good this year. I don't think we get the job done in this game. I just don't. So that's my predictions. But yeah, I think we'll go 3-3, maybe 2-4 this time. I think we'll go 2-4. I think we lose 2 to the Braves and 2 to the Brewers. I think we'll go 2-4, and we'll probably dip. Hang on, I have to think about this. Okay. 46 and 45. Sorry here. Yeah, I do think we'll go 2-4 and fall 1 game under this homestand, unfortunately. I do believe that. So, sorry about that. I do think we go into the All-Star break, as I said, 48 and 49, or why can't I do math? Yeah, 48 and 49. Why can't I do math? We're 46 and 45 right now. I think we take 2 this homestand. 46 plus 2 is 48, and 44 or 45 plus 4 is 40. I think I'm sorry about my lack of math ability here. I should probably retake basic math, but just had to think there on the fly for a minute. 48 and 49. I think that's going to be our record in heading into the All-Star break. Not good, but not bad either. Got to find a way, hopefully, to take 3. I think we're only going to take 2, but yeah, it's just my opinion. Like I said, I'm not very good at math, but I am good at predicting. I did predict 5 out of the 7 games this past trip in Philly and Washington, correct? So hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully the Pirates win all 6 games here, and yeah, hopefully things worked out for the Pirates this week. That's really all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it went really long. Like I said, they're going to get longer as the season progresses. Sorry about that, but that's just how it works. Next week, we will have a weekly show where we will obviously begin by discussing housekeeping, as we always do. We'll then discuss the series against the Braves and the Brewers. We'll then get into the start of the week. We'll do standings, as we always do, which is always a lot of fun. Like I said, we'll do standings. Then we'll do some trade deadline talk. We'll then look into the minor league standings, do the top prospects, more trade deadline talk there, as we just did. And then we'll come back and we'll preview the series against the Guardians, the Yankees, and the Yinzer-Palooza weekend, which isn't too far off, against the Chicago Cubs. And then after that, obviously, as I said, we're taking the 19th off. We'll have normal shows every week running up until the end of the year. And then I'll let you know when we shift to Saturdays, which will be not until the season's over. So, Yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I will see you guys next week for the weekly show, as I mentioned. In the meantime, I hope you guys all have a good week. Take care, stay safe, and as always, peace and God bless. See you next Sunday night, everyone. Bye.